If you're sitting at your desk, have your knees about a hip's width apart, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is this beautiful string of pearls of light. Just lengthen your spine and just go to the crown of the head, maybe lengthen the back of the neck a little and relax your scalp, forehead, your face. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down and relax the whole body. And then just notice the sensation of the air as you inhale and exhale. Just being a little bit aware of your external environment, sounds, and your internal environment, your mind. And so just relax. Try not to follow the mind too much. We're very easily distracted. But just be aware of the internal dialogue. And remember all our friends, all our ones we don't like, and all our strangers, remembering they can all change place at any time. They're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to be free from suffering, and having this extraordinary capacity for a Buddha mind. So with this practice, we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind so we can change that by creating positivity instead, easily. So we start with this practice with this power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech. And then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of any future suffering that we ourselves will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to this power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we also see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing this Buddha Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, and this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of someone you may have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you and have compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them sometime in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. And then we come to this power of remedy, and this is the medicine doing the practice of purification. And we start with the body. And imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Am Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think that there is no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And next is this purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. This overflows and disappears into space, and not one atom left. So just imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the talking about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, lying, all our inappropriate speech and useless speech. Just imagine all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling us as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anurakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorekta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sata A Humpe, Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasafa Dina Patita, Jita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorekta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasafa Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasafa Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Jita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So just think, be delighted that all your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. And next is this purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So you just imagine you walk into a room, it's pitch black, and you flick on the switch, and the light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart enters your heart, touches your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your attachment, neediness, bitterness, grudges, anger, depression, disappointments, all of this instantly dispelled as we recite the mantra again. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Satra A Humpe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Jita Meboa Sitokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita jita meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa anorakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagawan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me, Sitam Shriam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagawan, Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa, Mahasamaya Sata Ah Hum Pe, Ambhadrasafa Samaya Manupalaya, Vajrasafa Dina Patita, Drita meboa, Sitokaya meboa, Sipokaya meboa, Anorakta meboa, Sawasidi mimpi yatsa sawa kamasita me, Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe. So again, just be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified. And think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. And next is this purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And this time, imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra again from your consciousness. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Se Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Drita meboa Sitokaya meboa Sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa Sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kamasita me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sawatata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ah Hum Pe. So now feel you're completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to this power of resolve, and it's the final step, the fourth and the final step in the purification processes. And it's where we make a decision where you've just got to decide you want to refrain from harming. It's just as simple as that. And everything else will follow from there. You'll be surprised. It'll just kind of work out that way. That somehow where there may have been an ant in your house, no longer the ant comes. Things kind of don't put themselves in your way to be harmed. So that kind of thing can start to happen. I know it sounds a little bit woo-woo, but I have had some experience of that. So we make a kind of a wish in our heart, strong wish in your heart, to sort of not harm with our body, our speech, and our mind. And this becomes like, it's almost like you make a vow to yourself. And it becomes like guardrails. So rejoice in your efforts coming along here tonight. And then, think about something you may have been working on, you'd like to work on. Maybe you notice you have a habit. It could be, like ruminating about things, or, having kind of continuous negative thoughts about yourself. We have all these mental habits. So maybe start there. Maybe you just chew your nails too much or eat too much sugar. So we have holidays coming up. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all involves a lot of sugar. So maybe think about refraining a little bit from sugar. Maybe you like to drink too much, whatever. And then think how amazing Vajrasattva's delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. And then Rinpoche would recommend to meditate on emptiness. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own mind, from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So then we'll do our chanting the names of Manjushri. I think, didn't we do, can't remember where we got up to. Oh, passion of the, whoop. Oh, smile of every, wait, which one? Oh, passion of the Buddhas, homage to you. No worries. Doesn't matter if we recite it twice. Desire of the Buddhas, I pay you homage. O love of every Buddha, homage to you. The joy of all the Buddhas, I pay homage. I pay you homage. O smile of every Buddha, homage to you. The laugh of all the Buddhas, I pay you homage. O speech of every Buddha, homage to you. The heart of all the Buddhas, I pay you homage. Arisen from non-being, homage to you. Homage to you, arisen from the Buddhas. Arisen from the sky, homage to you, born of pristine wisdom. So this, Zia, we recite this, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, I don't know if you knew, passed over a year ago, and so His Holiness requested that we recite these names of Manjushri for his swift return. So let's have a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, for the swift return of our precious Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for any of your own personal teachers. Wish for them to live long. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Lots of love. So nice to see you all.